When a New Jersey resident passes away, 50% of funds held in banks and in brokerage accounts are immediately frozen. The funds are locked up until you get a New Jersey Tax Waiver, also known as Form 01. Form 01 is also needed if the estate owns New Jersey realty assets. Hi, I'm Bill Dooner. Our tax practice is based in New Jersey, and we specialize in New Jersey inheritance taxes. To release funds, you have two options, an easy option and a complicated option. The easy option is only available to Class A beneficiaries of the decedent. Class A are children, spouses, grandchildren, and parents, and they are exempt from inheritance tax. Unfortunately, all other beneficiaries have a complicated process to get the waivers. For everyone else, like brothers, sisters, son and daughter-in-laws, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, personal friends, significant others, they all must use the complicated process because they are considered Class C or Class D beneficiaries, and they will owe tax. I'll go over examples of how much will be due in taxes. Let's start with the simple and easy forms for Class A. Good news. If all the beneficiaries are Class A, you are exempt from New Jersey inheritance tax. Class A is defined as spouses, children, stepchildren, parents, and grandchildren. Class A beneficiaries can use two relatively simple forms, Form L8 for bank and brokerage accounts and Form L9 for real estate assets. By the way, no tax is due with these forms, and most people will fill them out themselves. Let's start with Form L8. You submit Form L8 directly to the New Jersey bank or brokerage firm holding the funds, like, say, Wells Fargo or Fidelity. If the form is correctly filled out, the funds will usually be released within 1 to 7 business days. Now, let's go over Form L9. If the estate owns New Jersey real estate, you will need to file Form L9 to obtain a tax waiver, which is needed to clear title if you plan to sell or transfer the property. The L9 is filed with the New Jersey Division of Taxation, and it usually takes around 60 to 90 days to receive the Form 01 waiver. The L8 and L9 forms are the fastest and easiest way to unfreeze assets. Remember, only Class A beneficiaries can use Form L8 and L9. Now let's talk about the complicated process. Here's the bad news. Class C and Class D beneficiaries must file Form ITR, the New Jersey Inheritance Tax Return, to get the waivers. This return can be complex and is frequently audited by the New Jersey Inheritance Tax Section. The smart move for executors is to engage an experienced tax accountant that specializes in New Jersey inheritance tax. Let's go over how expensive this tax is by showing examples for both Class C and Class D beneficiaries. First, let's talk about Class C. Class C are brothers and sisters and sons and daughter-in-laws of the decedent. They are initially taxed at 11%, and the rates go up as high as 16%. Here's an example of how much a $1 million estate going to a Class C beneficiary would need to pay. In this example, all the assets are going to only one person, let's say the brother of the decedent. The estate has $1 million in gross assets, such as bank accounts, real estate, etc. The tax is calculated based on the net estate, which means the value of the assets less deductions for debts like mortgages, credit cards, funeral costs, executor commissions, etc. In this case, the $1 million estate is reduced by $75,000 for debts at time of death, leaving a taxable estate of $925,000. For Class C beneficiaries, the first $25,000 is tax exempt, which reduces the taxable estate to $900,000. The tax rate is 11%, so to get the waivers, New Jersey will require a payment of $99,000, which is a lot of money. Now, let's go over Class D. Class D is the catch-all for all other individuals like nieces, nephews, cousins, aunts, uncles, significant others, or personal friends, etc. Class D is taxed at 15 to 16%. Here's an example of how much Class D beneficiaries would need to pay. Let's use the same fact pattern as the previous example. We have a $1 million estate, all going to Class D beneficiaries with $75,000 in debts at time of death, leaving a net estate of $925,000. The tax rate for Class D is really painful. The estate would need to send a check to New Jersey for $141,000 to get the tax waivers. The takeaway from this video is simple. If the beneficiaries are not all Class A, you must file the complicated New Jersey inheritance tax return. In other words, if there are 4 beneficiaries and 3 are Class A, but 1 is Class D, because of the Class D beneficiary, you will now have to file an inheritance tax return. And remember, you generally cannot get the waivers until the inheritance tax is fully paid to New Jersey. On another topic, I want to mention that most estates will also need to file a final Form 1040 for the decedent and also Form 1041 for the estate. We have a full video on this subject which may be helpful to executors. I'll put a link to this video in the description. By the way, please do not rely on videos for tax advice. Executors are personally liable to the state of New Jersey for unpaid inheritance tax if they distribute assets without paying New Jersey. Because of the complexity of inheritance taxes, you as the executor should engage a credentialed tax accountant who specializes in these filings. If you're the executor or administrator of a New Jersey estate and need help, contact us at estateexperts.com to schedule a free consultation. We can discuss your situation and answer any questions. I will leave a link to our website in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.